last class we had introduced what the regulatory functions of SEBI. So today we'll be discussing what developmental functions of SEBI. Promote investors' education to increase participation in capital market. As we already discussed that there were a lot of fraudulent activities or scams involved in securities market. It is always better and always best to make sure the investors are always informed or educated, correct? So if you want more number of investors to invest in the stock market or be active in the stock market, it is always important that these investors are being informed or being educated. If you do not know what is stock market or how does stock market work, you will definitely not be willing to invest your money into it. Therefore, SEBI makes sure under its developmental function, the first point is educate. Educate your investors. Make sure they are aware that there is an investment avenue called as stock market and that you can also earn a good return on it. Therefore, increase the amount of participation in the capital market. Second, training of intermediaries such as brokers and sub-brokers. As I always mention, right, if we have the money and not the technical knowledge, we can always appoint a broker who can trade securities on our behalf. Broker is a person who trades the securities on investors' behalf. Therefore, it is always important and necessary for these brokers also to be given enough training, okay, how to understand the volatile market, right, how to decide when to purchase or when to sell a particular security. So it is very important for brokers to be trained or even brokers to be educated. Third, conducting research and publishing market information. So every month or every periodically, SEBI takes up this responsibility of conducting research and also publishing the information whatever they researched or gathered about. Let's say about the top 30 companies, which were the most sold shares, which was the most profitable companies, or under National Stock Exchange, which was the highest price, which company got the highest price in this last 6 months or the last 1 year. What was the reason behind it? How volatile was the prices? What led for the prices to be volatile? All these information or this research is done by SEBI, and not only it does research for itself, it makes sure that SEBI always publishes this information for the society to know or for the public or investors to be aware of, right? It is always safe for an investor to study the past of the investment avenue before you invest. We do a basic research, right? Even if we have to purchase a phone, we do a basic research, somebody using already that phone, how is it working, what are the features, etc. Likewise, even before you invest into a stock market, it is always advisable to have a past check upon the company or upon the stock exchange. Number 4, promoting self-regulatory organization. Now, yes, SEBI is the ultimate statutory body, but it makes sure the self-regulatory organizations are promoted. That means if there is BSE or National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange, if they have individual rules and regulations laid up by themselves in order for a better performance of stock exchange, in such cases SEBI promotes them, right? As an overseer, SEBI regulates, but the details of the functioning of the stock exchange, certain decisions to be taken up, if they themselves are regulating by themselves, it is more advisable or it is more encourageable, right? So that's what SEBI says. It will promote the self-regulatory organization. If the organization is itself very strict in its ethical norms, the kind of regulations or licenses it provides, if they themselves are taking more care and more following up with the laws and rules, then SEBI will definitely promote such self-regulatory organization. So it becomes more easy for SEBI to just oversee or have an overlook upon such organizations. So these are the 4 different types of developmental function. Promote the investors' education by increasing participation, train the stockbrokers, conduct research and publish, and promote self-regulatory organizations. Next up we have powers of SEBI. First one, to call for periodical returns from recognized stock exchange. As I told, SEBI is the ultimate authority, therefore it can always call for any kind of periodical returns from the stock exchanges, because as the established NSE or BSE, it needs to keep a track record of which are the companies listed in the stock exchange, how have the prices being volatile for each company. It can be automobile, pharmaceutical, FMCG. According to industry you can categorize, according to company you can categorize, and keep a track of those companies. And the power of SEBI is it can call for periodical return. So anytime SEBI can call a periodical return from the stock exchanges. Number 2, to call any information or explanation from regional stock exchange. So if there is a technical issue, right, or if there is investor is facing any trouble from purchasing security or from selling security, if there is a technical failure, SEBI can call for information. Why was there a technical difficulty? What was the issue from kept that investor purchasing the security or share, right? So stock exchange must be ready to explain their condition or situation to the SEBI whenever SEBI calls for information. Number 3, to direct enquiries to be made in relation to the affairs of stock exchange or their members. So if there is something fraudulent, or if there is any kind of malpractices that is followed, then directly SEBI can enquiry the stock exchange authority or the members in it or the employees in it, or let's say there is stock brokers, correct, who trade on investors' behalf. SEBI can directly take the account or statements from the members of stock exchange or the authority of the stock exchange. Number 4, to grant approval to bylaws of recognized stock exchange. Now, as I told, self-regulatory authority, that means they inculcate some rules and regulations for themselves. Understand? They inculcate some rules and regulations for themselves in order for an efficient management, or let's say an efficient working of the stock exchange. Such case, even though they pass that bylaws, it is granted by whom? SEBI. Approval or the final approval is granted by SEBI. Okay, what are bylaws? Bylaws are the rules and regulations set up by the stock exchanges for itself. Understand? If you can remember MOA and AOA, right? In order to set up a company, to establish a company, these 2 documents are very important. Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association. What does Memorandum of Association tell? The relationship between a company and the public. Basically, where the company is set up, what is the purpose, what is the kind of business. What is Articles of Association? It describes the relationship between company and its members. Okay, what are the duties of members, what is the role of a manager in a company. All these internal rules for the better management are mentioned where? In Articles of Association. Likewise and similarly for stock exchanges, it is called as bylaws. Number 5, to make or amend the bylaws of recognized stock exchange. So first thing is SEBI has the power to grant approval, and number 5, it can make or amend the bylaws. That means it can make means what? If not stock exchange is making, SEBI also has the power to what? Make the bylaws. In case stock exchange has already made bylaws, and if SEBI has to go through the rules and regulation and feels that necessary changes has to be made, that means the bylaws have to be amended, then SEBI has the power to amend those bylaws. If there is absolutely perfect the bylaws, it can just grant approval. Otherwise, SEBI can make the bylaws or SEBI can amend the bylaws. Number 6, compel listing of securities for public companies. That means in case a company is a private company, that means it is not taking the capital from the general public, it is financing through its own sources, it is called as a private limited company. But whenever the company goes public, that means it is borrowing funds from the public, then SEBI makes sure it has the power that every public company must be listing its securities in the stock exchange, because that is a more organized and a more professional way in trading the stock exchanges, and not only for the investors but also the companies will also get benefited by acquiring long-term capital from the stock market. Number 7, to control and regulate the stock exchange. As I told, controlling powers of SEBI over the stock exchange, it can call for information, it can call for records, it can call for enquiry, right? If there is any malfunction, SEBI has the right of authority to take a legal action, right? So it has all the powers in order to control the stock exchange, in order to regulate the stock exchange. Number 8, to grant registration to market intermediaries. So if there is a stockbroker, right, who has completed all the legal formalities, then SEBI has the power to grant registration. Now, before you as an investor appoint a stockbroker, you need to check whether or not he is a professional stockbroker. That means whether or not he is registered with Securities Board of Exchange, okay, whether or not he is registered with SEBI. So you need to check about it, okay. Only then can you appoint him as your stockbroker. Therefore, SEBI has a power to grant registration to stockbrokers such as which is called as market intermediaries. Number 9, to levy fees or other charges for carrying out the purpose of regulation or registration. Now, in case there are all these legal formalities, the stock exchange has to undergo in order to get a license, in order for the company to get listed, it needs to pay a certain amount called as fees or other kind of charges. Who has the power to levy this? Only the SEBI has the power to levy the charges or the fees for carrying out the purpose of regulation. Okay, why? At the end of the day, this regulation or controlling is given or taken care for the purpose of investors' benefit as well as the company's benefit. Number 10, the last one, to declare applicability of Section 17 of Securities Contract Act in any state or area to grant license to dealer in securities. So if there's any person who is dealing with securities, right, a dealer, right, now only SEBI has the authority to grant license. So without license you cannot deal with securities. If you have to open a demat account, or you want to trade, or you want to appoint a stockbroker, for everything there is a legal formalities that you need to follow up. Okay, so who can grant license at the end of the day? Only SEBI has the power. Is that clear? So these are the different kinds of powers of SEBI. It can call for periodical returns, it can call for any information or explanation, to make direct enquiries, it can grant approval of bylaws, to make or amend the bylaws, compel the listing of securities, to control and regulate stock exchange, to grant registration, to levy fees and other charges, and to declare the applicability, that is to grant license to dealer in securities. So, today we have completed the functions of SEBI and also the powers of SEBI.